Hi, my name is Tim O'Brien. And in this video, I'm going to show you what it takes to connect with influencers. If you want to transform your business, the key is to make contact with influencers who are willing to say great things to other great people about you. And the only way we'll do that is to create a brand that attracts them to us where they're willing to reach down and pull us up. Now guys, when you think about your network, I want you to think about it in the context of real estate. When you buy a house, you never want to be the richest house on the block. You always want to be the poorest house on the richest block, because then you have the most runway to grow. It's the same thing with our network. We do not want to be at the top on our network. We want to be as close to the bottom as we possibly can in a really awesome network. The way we do that is to build relationships with other influencers. Now, how do you do that? Very simple. There's 3 ways, and it's just like in real estate. What's the 3 most important things in real estate? Location, 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 right? You want to build relationships with influencers? It's value, value, and value. Now, there's a lot of different kinds of value we can offer people. But the truth of the matter is influencers, people who are further along than we are, people we want to build relationships with because they can take us along for the ride, it's harder for us to give them value. They probably have all the clients they need, or they have a system in place to get all the clients they need. We've got to come up with other value that we can offer them. And that's hard. But we have to think of it this way. We have to think of things that either they don't have time to do, but it's valuable to them, or things that we have that they don't have. Whether it's ideas, whether it's access to resource, whether it's specific knowledge. Now, just because we think it's valuable, it doesn't mean it automatically is. But I want to give you a good example from my own life. So I was involved in an organization in Los Angeles, a political organization. And there was a political affairs committee, and I was a member of that committee. Now, in this group, it was very expensive to join, and in this group were a lot of influencers, people who really were players in Los Angeles. And I found myself right there at the table with them. And I quickly got really nervous because it started to get away from me. And here's what I mean by that. These guys and women would write checks, 10, 15, 20,000. There were rounding errors in their checkbooks for candidates or causes. I didn't have that kind of money, but I still wanted to play in their arena. I still wanted to play in their game because I knew if I could make a connection with them, what these guys could do for me. But in order for me to stay, I had to offer some value. Look, there was no money I could give them. There were no clients I could deliver for them. But here's what I offered. I offered a willingness to do the legwork that they didn't want to do. They loved the group. They loved to come, check in, participate, but they wanted to have nothing to do with organizing. And that was what I was willing to do. I was willing to say, I will do the legwork, but I want you to understand, I can't stroke a check the way you guys can. I'm not in your position. And if that's not good enough, I'm not offended, but I just want to be super clear right out of the gate. So what I offered was organizational skills. What I offered was a willingness to do the work that they didn't want to do. I ended up becoming chairman of the group. I ended up having exposure to all of these really brilliant business minds simply because I was able to add a unique value that they certainly could do for themselves, but they had no interest in doing. So I fulfilled that need. Here's what I want you to do. I want you to think about the people who are influencers in your space. Who are the people that are out front that you want to build relationships with? And I want you to think, what can I bring to the table that may be of interest to them? Don't get bogged down in these guys are super powerful, they're super successful, they don't want to hear from me. Trust me, these people do want to hear from you because they know they do not have a monopoly on all good ideas. But you might not get repeated audiences with them. So make sure that when you come to the table that you come with your best, with something that you really believe you have that they don't, that can really add value to them. Because if you do, can transform your life, because I promise you, they will take you along on the journey. It's happened too many times to me for it to be a fluke. So who are the influencers in your space, and what's the value that you can offer them?